Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, every single one of these videos has been the exact same. Every single time I start one of these videos, every time I read the comments, as soon as it's uploaded, all I ever hear is, "Oh my gosh, Nick, your shirts, they're so cool. Where did you get this shirt from? Give me a link. Give me a link to this shirt." What you guys have to understand is that I have to maintain the element of surprise. Okay, you guys think that you think you can predict me? You cannot predict me. I am an insurmountable monsoon. To answer the question that you're probably already asking, yes, I did not put it in my title. I am DRUNK. I still don't understand what can get me demonetized on this app, but I figured for the sake of content, it would be funny to do this. So let's do another bit. Okay, hey, Future Nick, when you're editing this video, go ahead and put the Twitter handle right here because that's where all the content is stemming from today. We're not reusing an old joke. That's not what we're doing right now. No, but okay. All right. So I thought it would be fun to ask my Twitter followers if there was a specific rule change that they thought would be beneficial to the league if it was implemented today. And I got to be honest with you guys. I thought that you guys were above shit posting. I should have known my Twitter followers. I should have known my demographic. I should have known you guys. You guys didn't take this seriously whatsoever. But you know what? There were honestly some pretty strong submissions. But I just feel like for the sake of content, let's just roll with the stupid ones because you guys are morons. Now, for example, if this isn't indicative of how stupid you guys are. Okay, all right, first rule change that you guys want to see in the NBA. Allow drop kicking to Scott Foster. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of a continuity error, and if you guys notice it, then that would be great. I don't particularly care if you don't. Abolish the limit of number of players that teams can have on the floor at once and replace it with the limit of the total collective height. And basically what they're trying to say here is if you have 3 7-foot players on the floor, then you can have 7 3-foot players on the floor. So basically the question is, can 3 Muggsy Bogues defend 7 Joel Embiids? I'm sorry, the other way around. So can 3 Joel Embiids defend 7 Muggsy Bogues? I just don't. I'm already exhausted with this, and it's been 30 seconds. I'm just exhausted. It's going to be a lot of me just being on my phone for this video, so you're going to have to relax. You're going to have to get used to it. You're going to get comfortable. I don't know where you are right now, wherever you're watching the video. I hope that you are so comfortable right now because it's going to be a long ride. Can I do one, though? I will do. Here's one thing that I'll do. Because one rule change that I think that you guys were all on board with, I think that we would all like. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, honestly. The one thing that I stipulated was, hey, if you are somebody who wants the rule change where the shooter, launches themselves into the defender and creates some phony contact, like we all want that out of the game. Of course, it's complete nonsense. So that was the one thing. Like, let's just try to avoid saying that because obviously we all want that. But the one thing that I think that you guys actually did make a good suggestion on, I'm on board with the hockey assist. Like, honest to goodness, I think that if you pass to a guy that then draws contact, gets to the line and makes both of his free throws, I do think that you should get credit for the assist as the facilitator. I genuinely do. If he only splits the pair, no, you don't get the assist. But if he makes both of them, that's an assist. I swear to God, what half of this stuff is you guys just wanting to fight the refs. Like, that's literally all that this is you guys just wanting to find ways where players can fight the refs, where they have legality to where they can just throw hands with the officials. And part of me wants to agree with it. And I think that's what the problem is part of me thinks that it's fine. How about this one? What do you guys think? Can you see me? Hey, okay, here we go. You get a 1-game ban for fouling out. More clear path fouls should be called. Okay, let me walk through this. Okay, so if you foul out of a game, that's 6 fouls. You get 6 fouls inside of a single NBA game. Should you be banned for the next game? No. Does anybody agree with that? I'm so sorry if you do. I think that's really stupid. That thing Harden does where he hooks his defense, that's the rip-through. That's what we were talking about in the last video. The rip-throughs are stupid. The rip-throughs are really, really dumb. Rip-throughs should be an offensive foul. I agree with that, actually. European goaltending legal after history. Yeah, so the FIBA rules. Yeah, that one's kind of wishy-washy. I don't really know how I feel about that one, honestly. I've been kind of back and forth. I understand why people would want that one. I don't personally want that one. Coaches get a challenge back if they win. Another one that I'm just kind of like, you know what? If maybe that's what you want, then I think that I could probably get on board with it, but I don't actually particularly know. Full officiating reports plus mandatory press availability. Is that a thing in the MLB? And the only reason I'm thinking that is a thing in the MLB is because Jim Joyce was he was doing press after the Armando Galarraga quote unquote perfect game in 2011. So is that a thing in the MLB? I don't actually know. Yeah, I think that the officials should probably be subject to something like that. 2 plus the ball on open court fouls. Now, I actually do agree with this. I actually do think that that's a really good rule change, but let's get to one that's stupid because that's the point of the video. Now, as you can imagine, if you're familiar with me whatsoever, then you can probably imagine that there are a lot of Bucks fans that follow me. So there's a lot of like 10-second foul jokes because, again, you guys are just the masters of shit posts, and there's that. That's basically all this is. It's just abolish 10-second violations. There's got to be something to be said about the consistency with which the league wants this foul to be called, this violation to be called, while simultaneously never calling lane violations. Because you got to call something at some point, and I just don't know that the consistency with which we call either of these fouls is entirely fair. I'm reading most of these for the first time. If a guy gets postered, he needs to be carried away in a casket. Okay, next. How about this one? Okay, all right. If you use the broom, if you use the broom thing to get the ball unstuck from behind the basket and it goes in, the bucket counts. Yeah. Bring back hand checking. I gotta be honest with you. I'm all the way on board with hand checking because generally, whenever hand checking has been in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons have been amazing. So, by my best approximation, if hand checking comes back, I think the Detroit Pistons will win an NBA championship. How has the mic been? Can you guys even hear me? I think the Pistons will win the finals if hand checking comes back. So bring hand checking back for sure. And see, this is what I was talking about. You guys have the violence that you guys towards officials. Okay, all right. The ref sack rule, quote unquote. Okay. If a referee calls a stupid foul on a player, that said player has the ability to chuck the basketball at the ref's groin area. This would prevent refs from wanting to call dumb fouls and 100% make the game more enjoyable to watch. If Tony Brothers is just going to be living in perpetual fear because there's a chance that Chris Paul might just hurl a fastball 100 miles an hour at his groin. Yeah, I guess. Does that make the game more interesting? Gosh, you know what? It probably does. I guess that's just accountability, I suppose. Never let Giannis shoot a three. The moment he attempts one, it's a technical foul. Okay, all right. So I'm trying to imagine what this would look like. I got to put the mic down. So okay, I'm imagining that Giannis is the trailer in transition, and I'm trying. Okay, imagine I'm like Courtney Kirkland or something like that. I got to put the mic down. Imagine that Giannis is pulling up in transition. This is probably what it would look like. Probably something stupid like that. Okay, either make replay done off-site so you can get a quick ruling or get rid of it entirely. I don't think we should be getting rid of replay entirely because it does enhance the accuracy of the game because ultimately that is important to the structural integrity of basketball. So I think that if you want to do this off-site thing, you want to send it to Tony Pereira in the NFL booth on Fox Sports. That's probably fine. I know that a replay is annoying, but abolishing it entirely I think is bad for the game because I think that we should be getting these calls correct. I know that sometimes the length with which we take to get them correct is annoying to people, but it is important, again, that we do get them correct. So if you want to do an off-site thing, I would agree with you there. If you're not bleeding or something isn't broken, it's not a charge. Is this guy a Pistons fan? What is this one? Teams should be able to customize where the three-point line is drawn on the court, similar to how baseball teams can customize their ballparks. I'm not totally on board with this, but I do understand the hilarity that would ensue if it was able to be implemented. So for that, sir, I give you brownie points because... Okay, flopping should result in 2 shots anywhere. Charges should be removed. I don't know. There's been a lot of charges should be taken out of basketball. Let me tell you something right now. Ladies and gentlemen, charges should not be taken out of basketball. If anything, charges should be. If charges are not in basketball, then what is to make of Ersan Ilyasova's basketball career? Do you understand that the structural integrity, I hate to go back to this phrase, but the structural integrity of basketball itself is so contingent on the charge call because otherwise Ersan Ilyasova has no place in the game. Get out of here. And then there's a lot of you guys are like, if the Suns don't score a basket, then the game is over, or like the other team immediately lose. There's a lot of stuff that's just like, hey, if my team does bad, then my team actually wins, or if the other team does good, then my team actually. So a lot of that nonsense, again, You guys would be great on Reddit. You guys would be great at what I'm doing right now, but instead you guys are idiots who are on Twitter, and that's devastating. I'm just kidding. I love all of you guys. Thank you for 20,000 subscribers. Genuinely, thank you very much. That makes me very, very happy. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Thank goodness that you guys aren't the deputy commissioner, the commissioner of the league. You guys aren't in any front office position because you guys have no idea what in the world you guys are talking about. These are some of the worst propositions that I've ever heard in my life. Shut up.